Hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys a quick tutorial on the basics of Blender. It's a starting video. It's like the bare bones, nothing special, no very difficult stuff. First I'm going to show you guys how to change the view of your display mode, I guess, display area. In this notepad I have the keys. So 1 would be the front, 3 would be the right, 7 would be the top, and then if you hold control it just does the opposite of that. And then 5 changes from orthographic and perspective. So if I hit 5, it goes from ortho to perspective. Ortho is the one you want to work in. It's a lot easier to model in. 1 goes to front, 3 goes to side, 7 goes to top. If you're on a laptop and your top keys aren't working, you're gonna have to make sure this button right here is selected. You go File, User Preferences, and it is in the input button. Alright, so let's start. To delete objects, you hit the X key. It's not delete button. Delete button does nothing. Alright, so hit X and then delete it. And let's see. If you click anywhere, your cursor is going to go to that place on your 2D screen, but it's going to go in a 3D space. So if you press 1 and you click, it's only going to move on that plane, so it's not going to move back and forth. So you can also press the N button and it brings up this tab over here, and you can set the coordinates to the 3D cursor, and we're just going to zero it out. And then you can add meshes with this add button, and wherever you add it, it's going to go to the cursor button or the cursor spot. So add mesh, and let's just put a circle in there. It's pretty basic. Down here on this toolbar, you can change the number of vertices. Let's just keep it at 32. You can change the radius. You can drag it like this, or you can input it in. You can fill it, which you can, but I don't suggest it. It's there's other ways to do it that I like to do it. The location and then the rotation. We're just gonna leave all that. Hit N to get this one out of the way, and then T to get that one out of the way. And then to go into edit mode, you can go in this tab and hit edit mode. You can also hit the tab button on your keyboard to switch back and forth. Let's go to the front view. This button down here is to select things behind the object. So right now I have it off, and it selects everything you can see. So as you can see, I can see all these buttons. Sorry, I got a phone call. It selects all the front buttons. And let's go back to the front. To deselect everything, you hit the A button. If you hit the button when nothing is selected, it selects everything. It's a nice trick. Down here, so let's select it. This box I'm doing, it's the B button. It makes a box. If you have it, you can't do anything else. You can't, like, I guess you can click off it, but it might be the update. So after, let's select everything. You can also, this circle, it would be called an edge loop. I'll talk about that more later. But if you hold the Alt button and you select an edge or a point of that matter, it selects the whole loop. You can use Shift. So if you click and then hold Shift, you can select more. If you hold like Shift and Alt, you can select multiple edge loops, which comes in handy as we go. Now let's actually do some modeling. So we're going to make this bottom. I'm actually going to show you how to fill this circle, because glasses, they aren't, there's not a hole in the bottom. So hit the E button to extrude, and then just right click so it just goes back to normal. And then we're going to merge all these points into one. So if you hold Alt M and then merge at the center, it merges all of the points at the center. And then we'll use the Alt button and select the Alt rim. Hit the 1 button to go to the front, and we're gonna make say a wine glass. So let's hit E again, and then instead of trying to move it up manually, you can hit an axis key. This program is it's weird according to a lot of other programs. Z is actually up, and the X and Y are the bottom coordinates. So let's hit Z to lock onto the up and down axis, and go up to right about there. The hotkey to scale things is the S button, so you can scale, and then you can move it in however you want. And we're just gonna go right there, and then also this has moving buttons right here. So the blue arrow moves up and down, Y goes right and left. I did not want to do that. Control Z is to undo, by the way, very helpful tip. And the red is the x-axis. So let's look at the front, and let's bring this down. Next, let's make the neck. Actually, I don't like that. I think it needs to be skinnier. Yeah, whatever, it's good enough. So I just extruded that up. Now let's extrude it up again to make the glass figure of it. Just make the top rim. I know the glass is not actually going to look like this, but I will show you a trick to do that. We're going to add some edge loops between these two edge loops. To do that, you hit Control R, and then wherever face you hit, it adds an edge loop between that. You can scroll up to add more, so I scrolled up so I have 2, 3, 2, whatever you want. If you do 1, it goes right in the middle. 2, it does it every third, and so on. So let's add 3 in here. Next, let's bow this out with the, I just selected it with the Alt button, and then scaled it out a little. Let's make this look more like a wine glass. Let's add another edge loop in here, and then slide that up. So it's a wine glass, chalice, whatever you want to call it. If you have this on, you can see through it. Another way to see through things is the Z button, and it turns all the faces off, which it's nice to do some when you have a lot of objects in the way and you got to see through things. It's nice. Let's make the inside of this, because let's face it, a glass is not paper thin. So let's go to the front again. E to extrude the thing, and then right click, and that way we didn't move it, but it's duplicated it. And then you can scale it in, and we'll just scale it to right about there. Another trick is, say you hit E and then you right click but you didn't know it. So now actually right here there's 2 vertices. Let's hit T to bring this toolbar up, and then when you select everything, there's a button called Remove Doubles, and it removes all the extra vertices. It's really nice. I always do it right at the end of my projects just in case, but let's continue. So let's select that one, let's extrude it, right click, and then let's move it down to about there, and then scale it in. Let's hit Z so we can see through it, and then right about there, and then extrude it again, Alt M to merge it, and then we'll go down to like right there. Now let's add some edge loops in here, because I don't really like the inside. That's bad. Select it, bow it out a little. There you go. That's pretty good. As you can see, it's kind of ridgy. You can see all the faces. If you go into object mode, you can actually select certain parts and do this too. But the shading, when you set it to smooth, as you can see, there's some black lines that aren't very attractive. So if you go into edit mode and then just hit A to select everything, and then go down to recalculate normals, and that problem is solved. So this is the very basics of Blender, the bare bones, as you could say. I'll probably have another tutorial on maybe some modifiers to do maybe some subsurface, and you can make things really smooth by cranking this up to a couple views, and you can play around with it, and it's pretty cool. You can make something really smooth, and I'll also show you some things in the material tab. You can check it out if you want to play around with it. You just create a new material, check around with the colors. You can add the specular, which is the shininess of it. If you want it transparent, there's a lot of cool stuff out here. You can rename your object right here. Let's just name it glass. I'll also show you some rendering stuff maybe later. This program has a lot of versatility. It also has the ability to make animations through timeline. It's a pretty cool program. I hope you guys like this tutorial. See ya.